Hello everybody! Welcome to the stream. No one's actually showed up yet except for my alt account. And I just figured I'd get started, because I have some stuff to do. Hello! Yes, I owe you many rats. Except I will be doing it on behalf of Arthur Intentions, who has mysteriously disappeared. I do apologize. Nothing I can do about it. The streamer has gone missing. There's just a bird here. It's unfortunate, but we should get cracking with these rats. These rats. Fucking rats. Worth it? Fuck you. It's not worth it. The rats are evil. I do not like the rats. Alright. Time for the rat making. But I don't really know what rats look like. I think rats are vermin and shouldn't live because they're rats. Let's get this over and done with. I'm sure they look something like that. Yes, that is shape of rat. There is ear. There is nose. There is eye. Big void like eye. I do not like their eyes. Their eyes scare me. I do not like them. Let's give it an arm. Let's really just decide where that arm lives and how it fits on the body. There we go. Lovely. Hello, Reaper. Nice to see you. I fear Arthur Intentions has gone missing. Normally I would not be here. But Arthur has gone missing. It is quite bad. Someone should go find them. I think they might have been kidnapped. It's unfortunate. So instead we're throwing rats. You were! Yes, I joined twice and made some noises. I felt like it was important to do. No one ever wants to feel alone in a VC call. But has anything else been happening lately? You're going to get you back with a soundboard of your own. Oh, no. You can just edit up the soundboard. It did not change anything. You can just open up the settings on his Discord and change them. He doesn't know how to stop people from doing that. It's really funny. Literally, you can just change it to whatever you want. Yeah, you can just go into his Discord, and very easily you can change what the sounds on the soundboard are. Because he doesn't know how to do it. This has been an ongoing thing. Everything on that soundboard, I put it there. It's quite amazing. He has no idea how to set up a Discord. Yes, I put all of the sounds on the soundboard. That was all me. It's why I use it so frequently. I make sure that every naughty thing I do is always sourced by me. Arthur and I came from the same mind headspace, okay? When I say that Arthur Intentions is missing, I do not specify they are missing from the real world. They are missing from the stream source. There might have been a slight complication in which they deleted stuff. because they may or may not have been doing homework. I am related to Arthur, yes, I am very related to Arthur. We were born from the same strip of paper. No, I'm not brother, genderless bird, no gender here. Just bird, just mini bird. Burb is burb, yes, that is how it works. Burb is burb. Burb is burb. Very important distinction. I am not Arthur's burb. I have no owner, you cannot make me have owner. This is not yet art. I am an established part of this civilization of imagination. As we draw the rat, I wonder, how did we get here? Who invited rats to the universe? That's such an odd choice. Like, you know what we need? This. We needed this creature. No, we didn't. Hello, cat with a knife. Raticus. What do you saying Raticus for? I don't know rats. I only know birds. Who is Jane? It felt kind of funny what happened yesterday with Jane. I don't know who this Jane is. Unless I do it, I'm just being stupid. Jane Doe? What does that mean? I feel like my memory is being tested. But the conscience is not sending the correct messages to my brain. Brain just no rat, but only a little bit of rat. The brain has to improvise on what rat meant to look like. Rat siren. Interesting. You'll find that my memory does not go far. I kind of went into stream yesterday and then I completely forgot everything that happened. Because of homework. It's kind of amazing what the academic institutions can do to one's brain. So many people thirst over Jane Doe. Love the struggle. Lobster is built 90% out of struggle. If there's no struggle on the lobster stream, then it's simply not happening. There we go. This is the next part of the rat. So glad you forgot rats. Yes, very good. I think I might have wanted to eat a rat yesterday, but now I'm thinking about it. You know, birds eat rats, but I don't think ordinary authoritarians would eat a rat. That seems like a strange choice to make. Seeing as there's barely any meat on them. I also seem to recall there being a lot of talk about things yesterday, but I don't remember what any of the conversations were. You may have to fill me in. Hold on, that's not what rat feet look like. We'll get to the rat feet in a moment. But we do need to get the rat ankles done. Ah, yes, very good. That is how rat ankle look. Perfect. Rat ankle so that the feet can connect to the leg. There we go. You know, we only need to really see one leg happening. There we go, we just carve it out. And then we keep it big curve. We want it to be curvy. The curvy gives it stability and flexibility at the same time. People say the magic shape is triangles, but I actually think it's just round shit. Really? It's very important. Get to teach you a little fact now. What you do is you take the general shape of something, and then you get a new layer, and then you just, oops, shit. Don't like that, don't like that. Ignore that, just say, yes, there we go. And then we darken this, so it gives the imitation of there being a shadow. Oh, hold on, let me just darken that some more, apparently. Did it do it enough? Oh, that's the wrong slider. There it is. See, now it's like there are two arms. It's a very clever trick. And we're going to do the same thing over here with the leg. I think I need to do... There we go. And then we do it there. And then we significantly lower the brightness. There we go. Lovely. We first after all those people. That's a lot. Have you considered abstinence? You may want to. Very important. Now I need to add some foam in the skin. This is what rats look like in Australia. I'm sorry if you were not aware. Have what? Considered abstinence? Like I think it's with an A. No, it's an E. It's something. I haven't been doing my staring lately. Abstinence. The practice of abstaining. Which is with an A. I think I've definitely spelled this wrong. Abstain to not do something. This is rather embarrassing because I'm very certain I've spelled this wrong. But that's just how life goes, it's how the concrete rumbles. If I was good at spelling, I wouldn't know. Alright, kill 3 rats. That's what I the rats do. Let's get some more shake-a-bee. Squiggle. Perfect, this is what the rat look like. Let's get the tail in. Let's get the tail in. Beautiful curves, beautiful curves. Yes, that is what it looked like. A beautiful rat. Beautiful rat. Rat has bum holes that I don't think would be fully visible, but maybe like slightly visible. Like that. And if it's like a cat, then it sticks out and has slight flaps. Perfect. Actually, I might just push that back slightly. I think it is sticking out too much. There we go. Crow? What is crow? I am bird. I am just bird. What type of bird is not relevant to conversation? Alright, time to throw the feed. Blackbird? Yes, blackbird. Blackbird indeed. Perfect finger. Second finger. There's another finger. Yes, very nice, very nice. And then we'll give it some on the outside. And then it needs some very, very nice clothes. Yes, very nice, very nice. Perfect for scratching the floorboards with. They scratch my very nice floorboards, it's a problem. It does not deserve this much beauty in its hands. And we're going to use the exact same trick as before, where we darken it to create depths. But this time we're going to flip it. No, I'm not. That would be ridiculous. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to darken it some more. Oh, you're following me home, Reaper! It's very nice of you, thank you. It's good to have some guidance. I think if no one followed me home, I wouldn't know where to go. Ah, not like that. Over here. Very nice, very nice. Please let me use the color picker. Sometimes I do not type things correctly. It is a slight issue. But not a big enough issues really have concerns about. Not like the rat infestation. There you go, let's add some more fuzz at the top. Suggestions of fuzziness. We don't need to detail the whole thing, just parts of it. Perfect. Not too much though. I don't want to get too much detail in and then have to be consistent. That's like the worst thing that can happen. Very delicious, sir. It tastes very nice with pepper. Not for me, of course. Someone else can eat the rat. I have taste. I prefer mealworms. The mealworms are very tasty. What is this the rest? That is what the rats look like. It's so they can creep into under doorways. They shift all their organs between their hind and their front part of their body. So this little waist area functions as a tube. And so the guards go from here and then they transition into here. Depending on whether they're not they're between the doorway. They can suck all the bones and fat from this part of their body into this, and it basically inflates and becomes huge. But it allows the rest of their body to be pulled in through their arms. So that part only contains the tubes of the organs and spine. Yes. That is correct. I'm glad you have picked up on what I'm putting down. It's better you and the rat. They pick up everything else. Sounds like a nightmare, correct. Ah, that is the wrong color. There we go. I think it is beginning to become abundantly clear why the rats are kind of crazy. You can squish your organs, you have a hollow stomach. That's very impressive. You should make that into a skill that gives you money. Because if you can get money from it, it is even better. Because then you have something that you absolutely do not need to get money for, and yet you do it anyway. It's just part of you, but people will pay so much money for it. That's what my manager says. She says, if you do the things that you can do normally, and you charge money for it, it is business, very low investment. Very much recommend. Okay, to top of that again, we're going to make it very dark, not desaturated, just dark. You have competitions in about a month. Very nice, I hope they're fun competitions. Nothing worse than an unfun competition. They are sad. I have not quite placed this correctly. There we go. And I will shape that a little bit more. Alright, not quite like that. In fact, that is a very unwise order. It might have been a poor choice to design the feet in this way. I mean, I didn't design the water like this. 2 weeks and you don't think you'd be allowed to jump in the water. Does that mean you cannot have showers? I think you need to be having showers. If you cannot have showers, then you're very stinky, like the rats. You can have showers, then there is nothing to complain about, not really. Alright, time to fix this wonk. There we go. There is rat 1. Rat 1 is complete. Rat number 1. Beautiful rat. You don't think you'll be able to jump in the lake? No! You gotta jump in the lake! Also, the volume control is really bad on this stream. I do apologize. I was listening to a recording of my voice earlier and I had to cover my ears. But then instead of changing it, I just decided to roll with it. Because it was funny. I like it when it's funny. Time to transform. Delightful. Look at that gorgeous rat. This is the only acceptable rat, all the other rats are incorrect. If you see a rat shaped in a different way, that is the imagination talking. Time for another rat. This rat shall be called Joseph. Very important to establish the full biology of the rat. That is not the shape of the rat. It is more like that. And it should be more boxy. Perfect. Are you feeling the pace with rats? No, I owe you 3 rats, or 2 rats now, and also a rat statue on my hardcore world of Minecraft. But for now, I am just drawing the rats, so I don't have to owe the rats anymore. And then just this silly artist told me to draw a banana with sunglasses on a skateboard. I take requests, but not characters. I don't like doing characters, they're very hard. Actually, I do like doing characters, but only if it's characters that I make. I do like the original characters. Alright, and then we're going to make sure. Delightful, and then we get arms. Big arms. I think this one should be being held. This one looks like it needs to be held. Looks like it needs help. Hello, Silver! Hello! How are you going today? Why do I sound like that? Who? Oh, if you have a Discord? Oh, can you sound? Oh, yes, hold on! Unlike Lopter, I actually have a really easy way to get to my Discord. I do have a section for Minecraft. In my 3D area. Because I do like Minecraft in games, you can just put it in 3D art. Or any way you want, really. I have some of my Minecraft screenshots in the 3D art channel. And as for why my voice is like this, it is because I am a bird. Way too enthusiastic this late? Oh no, I've only been awake for a short amount of time. I woke up at 4 p.m. instead of at a normal time. Because I'm bad at maintaining a sleep schedule. It's just me and a cat. And nothing else. This is the same place I was in when I did a stream for 24 hours. Your ears hurt? How do you think my throat feels? It's in pain! It's in so much pain. I did karaoke for about 15 minutes before starting stream. And that's mostly because when I do voices like this, I cannot maintain the accent whatsoever. Like, I'm an Australian, but I don't think I sound very Australian when I do this accent. You need to turn the volume down. Welcome to the paradox of volume on my channel. I can turn my mic down a little bit, but I think you'll find it won't help very much. It's probably a gain issue. Did I see your spitball? Yes, I did see your spitball. It was very cool. I liked the creation of your creature. Is it like dinosaur style or is it more skin wrap? I should clarify that what I mean is, because it's mostly a stick figure, is it meant to look like a stick figure or would you like throw organs into it? Like it's the difference between throwing that and this. You throw it? Excellent. I look forward to seeing it. Alright, time to decide where the fingers go. That's the above finger. And then we'll have another finger going like that. And of course that finger goes behind. So, then I need 2 more. Up there. That would be very badly done. I need another one there. And another one there. And there's one more that needs to appear. That is potentially the sum. Which I'm going to put there. Very nice, very nice. That is how hands work. Naturally, of course. You can't find the channel. Hold on. Let me get you there. I swear to God it exists in 3D art, in creator spaces. Your friend told me that she'll do something tomorrow. It will be 12 in 1 minute. Are you bargaining on it happening exactly tomorrow? But that seems like an unreliable thing to do. There we go. You're a great friend. Are you going to spell color at 12? Very nice. Do I have any shaders? No, I do not. My computer has very limited functioning abilities, so I tend to just not do shaders. It's a slight problem, but only slight. I would say that there are bigger problems happening than shaders. If I was on even worse computer, I'd probably consider it just to have it flow really badly. It was actually 1.20.1. It makes no difference to me. I have very limited modeling experience on Minecraft. I have a few that I've used, like Farmer's Delight, and I tried to create one, but I wasn't very good at it, so I gave up. I think if I get around setting up a multiplayer world for people who watch my streams, because I was thinking of doing that, having a multiplayer world, I think then I might make that modded, just because it's a bit more fun. My throat hurts so fucking much. I don't know if those obvious. I don't know why I'm deciding to do this to myself. Please complimentary on bad photon insanity. Those are the only shaders you've used. It's more than me, Silver. It's more than me. I can tell you that much. There we go. Lots of hand happening. You know that song where it's like, I turned bathroom comments into a song? I thought that to be a really inspiring piece of media. Or use potato shaders? Potatoes are a very good way of sourcing electricity. I don't think they're very good shaders. Unless you need them Minecraft, in which case they're a very good source of food if you bake them. And again, I don't think they really exist as shaders. I prefer potato peelers, honestly. Very nice. This is how arms look. This is how they're meant to look. This is how I intended them to look. Very nice, very nice. And then let's give it some nail. And then we will get back to drawing the rat once the very correct hands are finished. There we go, very lovely. How the rat's going very nicely. The rats are going very well. As you can see, I don't realize that this area should actually be rat and not hand. So hold on, let me fix this by identifying first where I need to erase. Very nice. And then back to it. Now in this case, the rat has been evenly distributed and is not in the process of shifting its organs from its butthole to its front hole. So it is very important that we illustrate this by giving it a bit more stomach. Hold on a minute. What the fuck is happening there? Where's the arm? It's there. That's where the arm is. You'll fix that later by adding fur. Did I see the house? I shall check the house now. What the fuck? You're such a good builder. You're so good. That's very impressive. You definitely use mods, but it's so cool anyway. Those are some really nice stairs. And I love all the texture in the wall. It's very cool. My buildings are not very civilized. They're in fact fucking shit. But that will not stop me from building a rat statue as promised, or a treehouse, or jumping to my death in 1 year if the hardcore world is still going. You won't show the attic since I have a mod creature? Do you mean that you have a secret girlfriend there? Or a secret, how do I put this? Loving partner? That does not perhaps have the ability to consent because it is not sentient. If that's what the concern is. You think there are 67 that many mods and your computer can handle it? That's shocking to me, honestly. You should get that checked. There we go. I'm just going to merge all those things except for that one. That one shouldn't be merged yet. This rat is like baby rat. This is like rat that is still in development. That's not the node. No, that's the collection. You have 67 girlfriends? / online datables? I would hate to presume a gender of. That'd be ridiculous, I would never. You have 69 mods? What are you doing with 69 mods? But is this game not satisfying enough for you in like normal mode? You just have to add more, and more, and more. It wasn't good enough at 1 mod. It wasn't good enough at 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12 or 13 or 14 or 15 or 16 or 17 or 7 or 18 or 19 or 20 or 21 or 22 or 23 or 24 or 25 or 26 or 27 or 28, 29 or 30. It wasn't 30. 30 wasn't good enough. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 50 months were enough. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 60 months were enough. So I had 9 more. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 69 months. And so when you have 100 to 200, what the fuck is happening? Huh? What are you doing to your poor computer? Just play the game nice and simple and vanilla. If it is vanilla, then you will not get vanilla. I don't know what words I'm saying. I just What if I'm thinking of another word? But it doesn't matter. This isn't a writing stream. Stop bragging about being able to count. It's funny you say that, Gil, because I'm pretty sure I've missed at least 3 numbers. But you don't have to go back and check. That would be a waste of time for everyone. Alright, time to add the eyeballs. Very normal, nicely shaped eyeballs of any rat head. So that they are perfectly designed to give you nightmares. You wouldn't know? Perfect. No one needs to check if the bird can count. The bird is not a match student. Yes, that is about right, I think. That's how the eyes should look at that angle. Totally. Yes, 6 girls, okay. I did say 7 instead of 17. Yeah, it took me a really long time to learn how to count and do any sort of log sequence. Sometimes I fuck up the alphabet. That's not very good. I just really get on that. I'm just really bad at memorizing log sequences and codes. I'm beginning to think I might have dyscalculia, but I'm really hoping that I don't. But I think if I had dyscalculia, somebody would have picked up on it at some point. You'd hope so, at least. Okay, time to do the eyeballs. The juicy eyeballs. Delightful. I was considering doing Minecraft later today, but I don't know if I will, just because I'm actually quite tired. I did not mean to leave the stream this late. I just had other business to attend to. AKA my homework. I like to getting tangled in about 3 different cords. It's not very enjoyable. Alright, time to do the nose highlight. Very delightful, very juicy. I have to establish where the nose is because I've done that wrong. Very wrong. You see, there's too much space, it's too long. But just like humans, rats do have some variation in how they look. There we go. If there's no variation in how every creature looked, they would have a bit of a problem on our hands. There's at least several rat agencies that would have to close down because they wouldn't be able to prove if they'd gotten rid of the rat. On the other hand, you can run a very good scam by claiming you got rid of the rat and then replacing it with a different rat, and no one would be able to tell the difference. You were about to sleep and then I started stream. Yeah, that sounds about right. This is a very strange time for me to be streaming. But also, there's no rules that can be enforced on me, and I can talk in the voice the whole night. / day. It's very nice. Okay. I thought you were ready to stream when Gearworks went live, and then I was like, oh, but Gear is live. I'm just not going to stream quite yet. Very nice, humble creature. This is a humble creature. It is a rat. It is a rat. I do kind of wish I went live before the Gearworks hit though, so I could raid him with more rats, just like last time. Very nice, very nice. That is not the color I was expecting that one to come out with, but I do have a lot of blend on. Excuse me, let me just... It's fine, color usually blends like that in reality too. Time to add more lines over here. Very nice, very nice. Is there any particular reason why that is not showing up? Yes, because I did it on the wrong layer. I'm very good at that. Very good at putting things in the wrong layer. And some shadow there, and some shadow there, and then I can probably just combine those layers now. Very nice, very nice. You can talk with a high-pitched voice for at least 4 hours. Yes, well, that'll be the test on what I am able to do to and how long I am able to have a high voice for. Because I don't think I can do it for 4 hours. I think I've done at least 3 different types of voice during this stream. It's not very easy. And for a shorter rant, do a better job of staying in character, too. But that's not really part of my goal as a content creator. If this was a D&D campaign, I would at least put in some effort. But it's not. And you can't make it a one, so... Oh well! I need to give this great job excuse. I forgot to do that earlier. There we go, very lovely. And then let's have some skinnier ones. Yes, very nice. I'm actually not a big fan of putting whiskies on creatures. I think that was a bad choice made by the universe. There we go. The implication that there is some on the other side is very important. Delightful, very delightful. It wasn't longer because your friends didn't want to talk to you It wasn't longer because your friends didn't want to talk to you anymore for some reason. I find that strange, except I used to chase my friends around doing a really deep voice. And then we had to establish a rule that said I wasn't allowed to be scary anymore. And we had to change all our games that we played at the playground. Because this was back in primary school. And when the primary school students just chasing around their friends making a demon voice, they don't seem to enjoy that for some reason. I don't know why though. That being said, doing that voice did make my throat bleed. So it was probably for the best that I stopped. Oh wait, that's the wrong layer. I better not have done other shit. Why do I do this to myself? I need to stop doing things on different layers. I get lost too easily, I can't navigate them. I've begun to discover new shortcuts on my app, but I do not like it. There we go. You cannot do low pitch, or at least I don't know way, which you sound really dumb. I can't really do low pitch. What I can do is have a lot of growl in my voice, and also stop breathing at the same time. So what you get is a very odd combination of you should be breathing, and that's not how humans sound. And people don't tend to find that to be very comforting. I wish they did. I feel like myself when I am not sounding human. I should get on with doing the feet and hands, but first I'm going to do the tail. There we go. I think the idea is that when they're babies, the rats, it's like a teenage rat because when they're really baby, they're like, don't have any fur. But at the moment, this fur is like in mid-development, so it is like got a really long tail. And then as it grows up, the tail shrinks into the rest of the body. Like that. It just grows in proportion. But the baby has not reached that stage. Do they have names? Not yet. I was thinking you could name them. Seeing as it's your fault that they exist. In the first place. I'm beginning to think that our intentions might have run away very intentionally. It's like the threat of Julia Rat was too powerful, and they couldn't handle it because they're weak. There we go, there is Rat Tail, perfectly proportioned. It is entirely your fault, do not lie to me. I looked at the records and said, this is all Estokio's fault. He demanded the rats exist. You didn't just ask. You demanded. There's probably record history of that somewhere, but I don't know where. So we'll have to go find that eventually. Or we could just leave it as all things should be, forgotten. You ask politely, you ask it every single time, it is harassment. I've never seen someone be so obsessed with a creature before. It's not because you told me I could. That is true. But still, could you not be a little more imaginative? Because I don't say, request a dance or intentions draw the red. I say, oh, what should I draw? And I look for new things to draw. But then I'm trying the same thing again and again, and we end up with a rat every day. If I wanted to draw more rats, I would do it of my own volition. Alright, time to draw feet. I actually think that should be on a higher layer. Alright, this one goes there. One there. And then there is a slightly behind one like a bird would have, except birds are so much better and nicer. And that floor goes there, and it's very nice. Perfect, that is exactly what they should be looking like. And then we get the nails, hair, hip, whatever the rest of the lyrics are. What about a bat? It's either rat or a bat with you. It's never anything creative. We've only done a bat, but I think the rat's easier. Alright. Which one will be your Subaru and which one will be your Strato? I'm not going to pretend that I can pronounce those names. I'm just going to say them however the fuck I want. But if you've given a name, so I'll have to write them just under. Okay, this was going to be with a bio. There we go, very nice. And then write number 2, which I haven't done the writing for, but I will write the name. Eurostrato. Eurostrato. Oh, I see the right in this one. You could probably name this a coffee as well. Oh, what's your coffee order? Oh, you know, Eurostrato. Oh, didn't think about that. The coffee thing? Because normal people don't typically think about that. I just come from a family of coffee snobs. I've had no choice but to think about coffee names. Okay, time for the hands. Arguably the most important part of the rat are the hands that they steal everything with. Alright, there we go. First we do that. The hands actually have palms, but the feet don't have soles. If a rat had 4 soles, it'd be a problem. They are only allowed to have 2. Very nice. I only have 4 fingers. I did not misremember. My memory is amazing. No one should doubt it. Excellent. And its nails are very unorderly. It's like trying to clip the nails of a baby. It's not very easy. Just a name on in your mind bank that starts with the letter E. That's fair. No problem with that. And this is rat number 2. Registrato. And time for another rat. Oh my fucking god, I did it the wrong layer again! I do this to myself, I do. There we go, now it should be on a different layer. Very nice. It will send me over with the rats and then I will feel joy in the world again. The only good thing about rats is a song by Ghost that is also called Rats. Alright, this rat is a business rat. And I do not know how to convey business rat. I think first of all it should have, wait, ears. I didn't forget! I did not forget to do the ears! I would never forget to do the ears or the fur or anything like that. I remember all the important details. There we go. Some ears. Very nice. And then we got to give it some fur, but just a suggestion of fur. Wouldn't want it to actually have fur, that would be a fucking nightmare to do. Very nice, very nice. Best rat ever to exist in the whole universe. I think if the other rat goes well with pepper, this one goes well boiled in milk. It's very good, very tasty. With all its baby legs and fur, we love the baby legs. The baby rat, the baby rat, the baby rat is going to hell. And of course biscuits, which I would never forget ever. Right, of course, I should have seen that coming. Wee, we're doing it all together, yay, yippee, amazing rat. Time for the next rat, the business rat, which should start off with a hat. It should have a hat like this. It should have a hat, very nice hat. It should have a very nice hat, and maybe it should be wearing a shirt with Batman on it. Or Batman's symbol thingy. That would be nice, I think. We go like that, very nice. And then you give this one a little bit of a standing personality, because it's an upstanding citizen. And then it should be holding a briefcase. And it should probably have a thing out pointing. And I think it should be pointing at something. We'll decide what it is pointing at later. That is the important thing to remember, that nothing is set in stone. And everything is subject to changes. Oh yes, let's also give it a ridiculous tail. There we go. Needs to have space for the cheek, so I can give it to the man. Button shirt. Whoop. Be wearing a shirt. Give it that. The implication is yes, that these ones are naked. But that felt relatively obvious. Okay, then the Batman logo is yellow and then has divot and then there's the wings. It's very nice and lovely like that. That is how the bat shirt shall look. And I think it could be pointing to a body. I think this rat might be a witness to a murder. Oh, let's create the murder weapon. And then somebody's holding the murder weapon. As we all know, that is how bodies are constructed. Ultimate body pose for killing people. Popping a squat and holding a shovel. Absolutely ideal. And then let's have arm like that. And then body. And then the other arm like that. And then that. And then there we go. Perfect. We don't need to go into a lot of detail about the crime this rat is witnessing. We just need it to be very clear that the rat is witnessing something horrible. That is always the most important thing to establish about rats. They are never fully innocent. This rat will witness this murder and will not come forward about it. It might be a slight problem. So we just need to suggest that there is a silhouette of some characters happening over here. It's very important not to get obsessed with the details. I might, however, move this rat just slightly because I think I might have accidentally cut its feet a little bit. But it is fine. Oh, do not need that area. Alright, very nice, very nice. We have rat witnessing murder scene. So rat number 3. Yawning time! My throat is not doing well. My throat is going quite poorly. But I think because I'm putting myself through so much pain, I'll be forgiven for not streaming in a hot minute. I do apologize for that. I don't want to stream when locked through streaming, and also it is very difficult to reach affiliate without using promotional brand strategies. But the modern consumer does not like to be openly advertised to, so you have to be really smart about it. And I don't like doing that. I like to just be open about the fact that I am advertising to people. It feels more open and honest that way. I think I've lost the high-pitched voice, but it's fine. I should go on vocal rest, but I will not. Oh yeah, this is just a fake crime scene, by the way, it's not happening in real life. You did not miss anything. Nothing has happened whatsoever. But my voice does hurt. That might be the other thing you have this. And I feel like that's fairly obvious. What did I do? That is from Hamilton. I was singing to Hamilton earlier, not on stream. That would be a very poor choice. You don't know what to be singing on stream. It sounds really bad with this microphone setup. If I had channel redeem points, I'd probably have one that was singing on stream. But I would not promise quality or anything of that relation. I'm using the wrong brush right now. That was going to be a disaster. Alright. Bye-bye. It's probably for the best that you go. I don't think anything sad will happen on this stream. Even on a lobster stream, there's some normal stuff that happens. You have pie, and you're not sharing your pie with me? I want the pie! Pie is very good for maintaining healthiness. What am I meant to do if there is no pie in my life? Oh, the pie, oh, the dancing pie. Dancing pie. Pie fill me with inspiration. Okay, bye. Okay, bye-bye. I hope nothing horrible happens to you. It's always nice when people are around and don't die. You have cheese if that works for me? You know what, I do fuck with cheese a little bit. Cheese is very nice. I think the worst part about this stream is that I will have to inevitably go back and I guess get at least 2 clips from it. But I don't think I have anything to clip, because nothing in here is of any particular amount of substance. I don't think people come in and learn from my streams. I don't think there's anything particularly interesting happening in them. I really need to sort that shit out and figure out what I'm doing here. Beyond just like streaming for funsies. It'd be nice if I could get something out of these hours of life spent talking to people online. Because then that way I can get little gifts for my little siblings. Because that is the most noble thing that anyone can ever aspire to do. On the other hand, I think I will have a new voice by the end of this stream. You can like clip the very beginning, and then look at the very end and be like, wow, that motherfucker destroyed their motherfucking voice for no fucking reason. But then you'd have to edit it and have like a beep, beep, beep every time I said fucking. I mean, what the beep is that anyway? I find censorship so ridiculous sometimes, but I also really do like money. I'll be begging on the streets one day, begging on the streets one day, and it will be awesome. And Mama will say, wasn't that the person who used to do really cool stream content? And then someone else will say, really cool, I thought they were cancelled for arson. And as we all know, doing a crime is horrible. Ah, that was not what I was intending. Luckily, I am not after attention, so I'm allowed to do things unintended. Like I... And other words, I was like... This will be Eleuterio? Okay. That will be its name. You have declared it. Okay. Very nice. Set up some shadows there. Very nice, very nice. I wonder what this color shirt should be. I've not really introduced many colors into this palette, but it looks like I'll have to introduce a new one. I think it will have to be a shade of very saturated green. There we go. There's our green color. Green like the weed in my garden. No other weed. Although it has been offered to me. I said no though. This is a no drug zone. I actually think Twitch has a theory about not mentioning that on stream, but I don't think they'll care. Something about the way I have like 17 followers tell me that they really won't give a shit. Also, that's kind of a crazy number because I'm pretty sure the last time I streamed, I only had like 11 followers. So it's kind of crazy. I wonder where they came from. I cannot possibly think of where those people came from. I really need to find a way to get viewers outside of Lobster's chat. It's a little bit of an issue. Because it kind of makes it that I have to talk about that motherfucker every stream. And he hasn't even given Other Intentions lunch. Other Intentions is gonna starve. And then he's gonna say, oh, you didn't reach out and make content. Fuck you! That's your job! You're the one making the payment! You should be the one having a step and paid! They need to create a workers' union. I heard MatPad was working on that. If it's legal where you are, you can do whatever on Twitch, I think. I don't think it is legal, I won't lie. You weren't going to mention Luther just because of that, but will you take the lunch instead of Arthur? I think perhaps Arthur will be found, eventually. I don't know when. Hopefully before the next stream, because I don't want to do this voice again. This voice is very hard and also exclusively for the bird. It's not very clear that this rat is holding a briefcase, so I think it might just be cheese instead. It might no longer be a business rat, but it has a vibe to it that is very clearly different from the other rats, which is that it is slightly more accurate to what a rat is meant to look like, but also exaggerated. I can't believe that motherfucker got sick, by the way. If Luther hadn't gotten sick, Arthur and Tensions would have been able to have lunch. But then that motherfucker gets sick. Absolutely evil. The things men do to avoid paying women and people who are not gender conforming. He's well and truly fucking evil. I guess I do pull the gender card frequently, it's very funny. There's nothing he can do about it. Beautiful nails, beautiful nails. Fantastic nails. You can pray to Jesus with these nails, and Jesus will go, wow, you have amazing nails. I need this darker color to add shading down here now. Very nice, very nice. Add some fur down there. Alright, what was in there you just told me to write down and then I immediately forgot to do that? Alright. The witness to the murder is named Eleuterio. Absolutely delightful. I think there needs to be more obvious fur down here. And I think this one should have a bit of a goatee situation. Actually, I don't think it should because I haven't given any space for a goatee. But that's fine. We'll get there eventually. And then this is just random shading beneath the shirt. Your full name is Estakio Ulogio. I fucking hate. I need to learn how to say more sounds. It's such a problem. I've officially solved by learning phonetics and getting into linguistics, and it's so hard. It's so hard to do. If that's your full name, then what is the Margotito? Fuck. Alright, sound it out very slowly. Word. Margotito. What is the second part of your name for if it's not like your streamer name? Like full name for your streamer. It is a play on words? What is the play on words? Explain it to me. I am making demands now, as you have made demands of me. It really doesn't help that my streaming drink today is hojicha tea, which is made using dried tea leaves, like roasted dried tea leaves, but it also includes systems of the tea. So the tea that I have is essentially tea with floating sticks in it because I can't be bothered to strain it. So I've been chewing on sticks, and the sticks is like drying out my mouth more. Mago, oh Mago, like, wizard mage, and then gordito means chubby in Spanish. So you're a chubby mage, very nice. There is no play on words in Other Intentions name, and I'm poor, but I don't really have a name. Bird doesn't need a name. If all the birds had names, then no one would remember them. Alright, time to move on to the face, the facial area. Verb is at least spelled the same forwards and backwards. No, it isn't. Verb backwards is bread. I've made that mistake before with names, and I've been like, hey guys, isn't it cool that this is spelled the same way backwards? And then guys would be like, oh, bird, no, that is not quite the case. That is not in fact spelled the same thing backwards. And it's very upsetting when that happens. Alright, we do the eye. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da. There we go, very nice, very friendly rat. Give it some shading. And it does have shading on this one because it's wearing a hat. And then it needs some fur over here. This rat is somehow both more detailed and less detailed than the other rat. It does so? No, it doesn't. I'm telling you, burp. And that is different. You're not a phonetic demon, you're just a phonetic hassle. It's not the same backwards. The IR in different places. The IR that the IRS trades in. It is such a problem in this economy. And the IRS still exists. What the fuck? It's a good thing I don't live somewhere where the IRS can find me. Actually, that's not entirely true. But still, it's not the same. I promise you it's not the same. It is burp and breed. The IR is not the same. They're in different places. Oh, I see you're fucking with me. Roller coaster is also not the same backwards. I feel like I'm missing the joke here. A planter is also not the same backwards. Rat whiskers. Rat whiskers. Rat whiskers. Rat whiskers. Rat. Motioning the tunnels. Ooh, wow. I don't remember the rest of Rock Lobster, so I can't really continue to do a parody of it. There we go, lovely Batman shirt. Excellent. It only doesn't look like Batman if you zoom in Too far or too close? It is in Spanish, just... Oh, okay, well, you didn't specify that we're talking about in Spanish. That was not part of the deal. I think this should be a green hat. Motion in the ocean, ooh-ah. I think my goal is to stream for a little bit and then to go to bed, because whenever I stream, I suddenly feel very drowsy and tired, even though I've done pretty much the exact same thing as if I'd been awake the whole, awake the whole time doing anything else, in which I would continue to do things. But for some reason, when I stream, it's just like, oh fuck, what is attention, what is anything? Where am I? What country am I in? Ah! It's not very fun. I mean, it is. If it wasn't fun, I probably would do it. But still. Okay. Rat. 3. No, that I've moved on to the 3 before I've done the T. Rat. Number 3. What drawing rats does to a bird? Exactly. Nothing good, nothing good. But it's even worse to have a backsteel banana on a skateboard and I don't really know how to draw bananas. I don't know how I've got this long in my life without understanding what seems like it should be a really basic thing. But drawing bananas is really hard for me. I forgot that I had ice cream next to me. It's very much melted, but still. I was actually hoping to get cookie dough, but then they were out at the shop, so I had to get a thing of ice cream. And now I have to demolish this whole thing of ice cream before anyone gets home. It made me feel a little bit sick, to be honest. However, I would feel very ashamed if I bought the ice cream and then people came over. So, I have about 12 hours to finish this whole thing of ice cream. It's like a 1-liter tub of chocolate brownie ice cream. And I really hope it be chocolate or cookies and cream, because I can get that down very quickly. Because I am an absolute creature for those flavors. But it's not. It's chocolate. And it's not like the best chocolate ice cream I've had ever, so it's like really weighing me down. But it's fine. Alright, time for the banana. What does the banana look like? Oh fuck, I forgot to do the tail! Why didn't no one tell me I forgot to do the tail? That seems like a fairly fun, like, clear scene to miss out on. Fuck. Alright, fix the fucking tail now. If no one told me I missed out on the tail. These will big curve, big curve, big curve. And a little loop-de-loop. More like that though. Very nice, very nice. That is exactly how the right tail should look. Like it's about to fall apart at any given second. There we go. And I will just send that up there. There we go. Very nice. I think this one would go well with chili powder. Very nice. Try drawing a red banana. That does not, these are comfortable things to draw. The banana is just, I don't even think I have any bananas at this house. I think they took all the bananas to wherever they were going. Because my little brother, he's like 15. Hold on. Let me see if I can remember how old he is. Yeah, I think he's about 14 or 16 months old. And he quite enjoys bananas, as well as other things. He likes bananas and making loud noises and crashing into things and falling off tables. I remember when I was a child, most of my hobbies included getting stuck in furniture and stuck in rooms and locking doors. But otherwise, I was just a very sleepy baby. My little brother has so much energy. He's just always running around making noises. It's really adorable. Alright, time for our banana. Now the first thing I remember about banana is that it isn't like a perfectly round shape. When it's like cut into pieces, you can see where the skin sort of falls off. So what I'm doing needs to sort of maintain that it would fall off in the skin in like a different way. I could totally draw it in like a really strange way like this, but I won't. I know exactly what type of imagery Justin was looking for. I just want to demonstrate what the inside of the banana tends to look like, because it's a bit like that, and it's a bit strange. But this is essentially what the banana looks like. It's obviously not quite like this, I'm just not particularly good at drawing the bananas, as mentioned. The other thing is, because for the skateboard, it needs some way to be on the skateboard, so either it could be like on the skateboard, like this, or it can have legs, or be balanced really strangely on the skateboard. And honestly, I'm not sure particularly what I want to go with the other element of this. Is that they wanted it to be wearing sunglasses. So, realistically, it would be something like this. And it's like Peter Steve levels of autonomy, like somewhere between Peter Steve from the Adventures of Uncle Grandpa and also the banana character from The Amazing World of Gumball. Do I usually peel a banana in that many parts? Look, honestly, I don't. Usually, my method for eating a banana is to remove the peel and then scrape it with a spoon into an instant mash. At some point, I discovered that made the banana taste really good. But I don't think that is a commercial way to do it any more than it is to peel it into that many scraps. But that's where I see the extra like fault lines in the banana peel skin. So I wanted to convey that to the 3D form. Alright, I think it would be funnier to do it like this. To have it be horizontal on the skateboard. So now I need to draw in roughly what I want the shape to be. Just with the skateboard, I think. Because we need to see enough of the skateboard that we can see the banana. But also it needs to be very clearly a skateboard. So I probably want there to be some of the wheel showing. Like that. And then I'm going to go with the banana. Very nice banana, very instant banana. And the banana has that section there, and that section there. And then, of course, the sunglasses go on top. That is all. Banana wearing sunglasses on a skateboard, essentially. Of course, we will do some shaping differences. And I want the skateboard to be a little cooler. Very nice skateboard happening. It is being born. Born like Borneo. Very nice, very nice. I know that the perspective on this is completely incorrect, I really don't care. Not enough to change it, at least. Alright, continue going like that. And then I could potentially lift that there. Then I just need to give it some more shadow. So then I can be like, it's like weird core. There we go. That's fine. Wait, hold on. There used to be glass. Not glass, but like something here. I can't remember what they're called when you have glasses and they have like the little internal bit. I wish I do definitely have a way to make this look slightly better. And that is to do it on a different layer and then to set it to multiply. So we have the framing, well not the frame is the outer bit. The lens! The lens is the word that I'm looking for. I will forget that so many times in my life. There we go. And now you can just have a little bit more depth so you can see the back of the glasses. There we go. Oh fuck! Where's that coming from then? Who decided you could do it like that, huh? Aye. That is not what I wanted. No? Why are you doing that? Why are you behaving in that way? God damn it. Nothing ever goes in an ideal way for me. It's always horrible. Alright. There we go. Bit more real definition, I guess. So that is sunglasses and a banana on a skateboard, aka a banana wearing sunglasses skateboarding. Thank you for the rants. I'm so glad that you were thankful. Now where on earth do I put this creation? This isn't meant to be a doodle sheet, by the way. This is literally just, I owe you guys some drawings, and I feel bad for not streaming. I can do pretty much anything now that I've done these. Banana. 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 Wedding. Studies. The studies are what we call sunglasses in Australia, by the way. Studies. It's also what I sometimes like to call Philadelphia. Should I say on a skateboard or riding a skateboard? I think I will say riding. Riding. Skateboard. Skateboard. Very nice. I'm not sure quite what that letter was meant to be. There we go, D. Got that D in me. Very thankful you have been featured and given that you have asked for. I cannot wait to see the album. It's gonna be like the year 2050. It'll be like 25 years of you like going into people's chats. And you're just gonna have this massive like display in a museum. There's just rats drawn by all the Twitch artists that have been forced to draw rats by you. Why did you everyone draw these rats? Because you asked very politely. Alright, I'm going to put that there. That is the rats and the banana wearing funnies on a skateboard. Done. It feels good to no longer be in debt in my drawing. I am still in debt. For the other stuff on the Minecraft server. I also really need to desperately find a way to stream the writing stuff, because I do want to do writing stuff. I just heard a very loud noise in my ears, and I'm not sure if that picked up on stream. It's very confusing. Alright, I will put these in finished pieces. Alright. I have drawn I, Bird, have drawn the following request. 3 rats and banana wearing sunglasses riding skateboard. Very nice, so organized. And then I should also bring that also to Lobster server. I am not sure if I want to put it anywhere else. I could though. Does the banana have a name? Oh, sorry, does the banana deserve a name? I would say yes, except the banana belongs to Justin. So if Justin wants to name the banana, they can name the banana. But I feel like it would be weird if I had you name the banana. Alright, I streamed for an hour and a half. But I still have juice in me. I still have that dog in me. Ruff, ruff. Why should I say? I should probably do a more accurate sound to this creature. I need to practice more bird sounds. They're not very easy for me. I think if What I discovered earlier today was that while my music from OBS plays down the mic, the Discord soundboard does not. I have to have that on sharing my desktop sounds. I do not need to fill time doing ropes. I don't want to do any more rat drawing. I've actually been doing art all day. There are some bird noises. I don't want to do wood drawings. The drawings are very hard to do while also being in this voice. I know it doesn't seem like that would be an extra chore, but it is. Alright. I did just remember that the background of this, you cannot see my VTuber very well. Not VTuber, but like lip thing. Imagining them is fine too. A little bit. Hold on, let me just open Minecraft. I'll stay on here so you can keep looking at the rats. Let's see how this looks in the cropping. There we go. You can imagine them all on your own while I open Minecraft. And we will go into the creative world and we will start trying to build rats on there. That seems fair as a compromise. It's not art, but it does allow me to still do rats for you. Also, I have like no building experience in Minecraft other than having played Minecraft for a really long time. But as it's been established just because I've played it for a long time, does not mean I'm particularly good at any other aspect of the game other than the fact that I have played it technically. Yay! Yes, 30 yay. This or that. Now this is the missing poster for author intentions. They were last seen accompanied by this strange man. If anyone has seen them, that would be great. Their last known, updated location would be really helpful. You could probably change it to Discord, but that's like a whole other thing. I can't investigate a whole property or all the servers, but I can probably investigate one man. Also, I am curious to know who else is streaming. This has been literally delaying stuff because Minecraft is still loading. It takes so long. It's so annoying. I forgot that all of my stuff was upside down. This will be fun. Let's just hope that Faye is still streaming. There are other people I can raid, but I think it'd be really funny. It's also Faye's doing Booknercraft, and that's really cool. You saw Arthur grabbing that old man with their big head some time ago. That's very interesting. Were they selling the Labubus? Because I heard that Labubus and like their plastic waste and all that, they're actually pretty good for attracting a market. Alright, James. Come on, James. You want to do it. You want to load in my stuff so bad. I'm kind of surprised that these mobs are still like spawned in. Also, I really need to change how this is structured. I don't think this is quite in the right place. I also need to remember how to like change the no not change, I need to prevent this creepers from spawning. There we go, very nice, that is how it should be structured. Hello, skeleton! I got to use the netherite sword on you. Ah, fuck yourself. Ah, you're trapped in my dungeon of death. And then I get limited supplies, of course. Alright. Time to practice drawing a rat. I have not figured out the set block thing, by the way. I know that other intentions said that those totally what they would do. But too late now. And look at all these lovely and full cauldrons. It's very nice, very nice. I think this will be more creative, so I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to draw the rat. I'm not drawing. I'm going to use concrete. I use a few different concrete. There we go. Wait, hold on, I need a color for the nose. There we go. That might be better. Okay. And actually, I need something for the feet. There we go. That should be all good. Alright, let's get started. Actually, I should really think about this just slightly more first. Alright. Of course, I'm not going to look at any references for a 3D model of a rat. That would be ridiculous. We are, of course, going very well already. Alright. And then let's give that a shape. That is what rat would look like. And it's very basic bones. There we go. It's going to be way bigger than what you thought. Look, realistically, I'll do a smaller one probably. But I need to figure out what rat look like first. I need to get an idea of it as a 3D form, and then I'll be able to minimize it. I'm also bizarrely going to start my rat journey on a diagonal. Which isn't really that bizarre, because why would I ever do things in a practical, convenient way? There we go, there's some added dynamic there, but I think I'm going to get rid of it. I don't want it just yet. There we go. And then put that there. Very nice. I know that it's slightly off, but it's fine. That's the beginning of foot. Foot with a rat. I could potentially carve it down like that, but it's on an angle. But I think I'll keep that where it was. Alright. And we get back to the shape. So I might change where the bird is. While I can see it. There we go. The beginnings of the rat feet. Not to be confused with my feet. And then because this area would be a little bit darker, I'm going to start with the darker fur. Oh my god. I'm not getting used to flying on the Java version of Minecraft. I'm still sort of getting there. I find it very difficult for some reason. I did not mean to place those blocks there. Like, it's very easy to do on the rock and like on the iPad. It is not so easy to do on the computer. But that might also be because of my incompetence using a mouse and keyboard. It's really hard to keep speaking in the high-pitched voice. I can like hear my voice trying to drop very desperately, and it's like, no, no, you have to stay up and be high-pitched. But it's also why I was struggling before, because it's like, I want to get into my focus pitch, which is much lower. It's so difficult. Whose idea was this anyway? It's like, I must have been forced by somebody to do this voice. I think it might have been God. Or whatever the creationist entity is for this lore. Alright. Time to start with the bumps. Once again, I am very professional. I know exactly what a rat butt looks like. Mainly because I'm awesome. Okay. There we go. Let's see how this looks from the front. That looks like the rat there needs to be bigger. There we go. That's probably a sizable portion for tail. There you go, very nice, very nice. I could probably have it higher for a little bit though. Just make it all 1 block higher, and then actually maybe 2 blocks higher. That might be better. Oh, where it starts. Because I just had a little bit more like dynamic into it. I'm even going to keep that going for just there. Oh no, I can't have 2 blocks. Okay, that's all good. Yes, that is how tails look, definitely. Alright, actually, no, it needs to go even longer. Oh my god. It's so hard. It's so hard. I hate drawing and I hate rats. But I am doing it just for you. Even though you did really ask. I don't even think you asked for the rat statue. I think you were just still asking for rats in general. And then I was like, fine, I'll do it on my Minecraft world. So this one is kind of entirely my own fault. In what position is this rat? That's hard, but you can say that at the end. Yeah, it was my idea, yeah. I am aware of this. I think mostly this rat is in a standing position and it has like 1 foot facing forward and one to the side. Because that's usually how I draw characters, in a way that's like in motion but also not walking or just standing plainly. It's a nicer both than just 2 feet facing forward. But if you want, it can be holding a sword. It will all depend on how much I can do before I realize that I've fucked something up immensely. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Turn the music and lose our minds. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Okay, there is more rat. And I think now we can begin to add some of our lighter gray. But we're still using the dark, which is trying to transition it very gently to where the light would be hitting it. And by the light, I mean my inspiration. Because that should really kick in at some point and actually make it look somewhat competent. I don't like an idiot build it. And by an idiot, I mean me and my level of intelligence. Which is truly just idiotic. Alright, let's continue doing this. Let's just build this up. I think if I was doing this in the hardcore, I'd probably do it hollow. That would be smart. And also, since when was my content in, like, super smart or anything? There is a time and a place for really applying all the stuff I've learned at a tertiary level. Sorry, tertiary. I hate that fucking word so much. It doesn't look like it should be pronounced how it is. It gets me every time. Excuse me, shift. Can you work, please? Thank you. I have a really long butt. But it's fine. You can have a long butt. Although I could use fandom filler. That's true. That's true. Alright. I think the next thing I want to do is establish where the ribcage is. Not fully, like, anatomically correct, but like, a little bit anatomically correct. Just because, like, it has to curve somewhere. Because I feel like that's about where the ribs need to be. But they're really odd way. Like this. That's kind of the ribcage we're going for at the moment. Which is absolutely terrifying. Like, if your ribs look like that, there's a problem. Probably. There we go. Actually, this isn't too different to kind of how my ribs look like in real life. Which is probably somewhat concerning. It's not. It's just. How do I put this? My ribs just slightly protrude a little bit. My mom took me to a doctor for it and she was really scared. And then I showed my dad and he was like, no, it's normal, I have that too. And I was like, oh fuck, of course it's my fucking dad's biology just kicking in. Why the fuck not? If you want anatomically correct rats have 5 toes, we've already established that I don't draw them with 5 toes. I do at most 4 for the rats. If you want 5 toes, you have to get Arthur Intentions to do it. Or his dead count. I can hear my voice breaking. Or it's really sick of feeling. That is not the right color. That is also not the right color. What has happened here? Alright, that's because of the shadow of the block, right? I gotcha. Whee! Alright. Let's actually start getting some even more of the lighter color in here. Because it has to alright, I'm just going to cut that a little bit. That is how ribcage looks now. That is perfect! It's amazing! I see no filler fault errors here. I should probably cover up more of the bad area behind here. Alright, let's go. As I've been streaming, the cat has just been curled up completely. It's kind of beautiful. The front one's a 4 though. Well, look, I think fronts were designed poorly. We've established that. This'll be how all that should look. I am the great designer of rats. I shall decide how the rats look from now on. Rat. Time for more rat. Give me that. There we go. Very nice. Ratness. I think there needs to be slightly more under here, but I think the way I want to do it is with some black. Let me see how that looks. No, I just want way too there. Just to really establish that that area is much darker. That is the goal for that. Because for some reason I'm trying to integrate having like shadows. I also have no idea why this was my method, starting from the bottom and slowly going up. Whose fucking idea was this anyway? Alright, excuse me, I do not need the ribcage, I think, anymore. I think I just want just that. More of just a spinal cord situation. Alright. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. I don't know why that song is stuck in my head. I feel like it's been a really long time since I listened to it. I think I might just be getting haunted. I think that's where these ideas are coming from. Do you even remember how Alfred's voice sounds? Probably not. Only one way to find out that is to help that Alfred's found at some point before my vocal cords snap and I start bleeding and coughing up blood. Once again, that's something that would be unordinary for my body to do. The other alternative solution is to create another character and to do a stream with a different voice again, but instead of it being really high-pitched and painful, it'll be really low-pitched, and I'll have to take breaks to breathe. But who knows if that day will come. Alright, I'm going to change that one to that, and also that one to that. There we go. This is exactly how the gradient should look. I don't know what you're talking about. There we go. Just like that. And then I'll put another one there. I'm paying a lot of attention to the front. The back can probably do with some TLC, tender loving care. There we go. I could probably add some more volume to the butt area, but I can't be bothered. When you did the high-pitched voice for 4 hours, you didn't remember your voice? When a while ago, this wasn't the incident with the deep throat, this was the deep throat. When I was talking in a lower pitch as a child, this is a different thing. I just decided not to talk for like 3 to 4 days, because I was writing a character who had like phases of being mute. And I wanted to know if that affected how you spoke after your periods of being mute. So that was actually much harder to recover from than the lower voice or even the higher pitch. Because my voice was probably naturally full, as it is trying to do currently, into my natural voice. Holy shit. It was so hard to like talk in a focused way without slowly losing the voice. This is somehow easier to do when I was in a call by myself doing karaoke. But now my throat just hurts, probably because of doing that. Time to get rid of the spinal cord. I am pretty happy that I managed to record myself singing though, and then uploaded it. It's probably a bad career move, but still. Alright, have a little bit more volume there. I think I actually need to go in there instead of like outwards or upwards. Alright, there's the whole body look partly. Now, I'm gonna change that to that. Add that there. More rat, more rat. You can probably live in that rat. It's a pretty big shape. Sorry, I can't really like how the bird looks. The only part of the reason why I decided my little PNG trooper thing had been kidnapped was because I really liked how this bird looked. It's for a completely different project. I'm not turning your friend to you fucking hamster! I'll fucking explode! That's too far, that's too much. That's too much, I'm already on my last wit. I just remembered that I have a hollow block for having shading. I'm determined to use other colors in my shading and builds. Hold on. Got some blue there. Is it blue? Yeah, it's blue terracotta. I remember that correctly. Let me just get that there. There we go. This just adds another color into the shading, and I like that. I like how there's a lot of like movement. It is all still one texture, which is a problem, but we'll figure that out eventually. You only meant to imagine it. I am imagining it. I'm imagining the pain. I'm a bit of an empath. when I like imagine things in my head, it's very quick to like actually come into my mind and like it's like I'm doing it already. That's not even empathy, but it's like the same as when people describe horrible things that happen to them. It's why I'm such a good listener. Except for when Lobster is talking, in which case I deliberately block out half of what he's saying. I'll put that there. There we go. Now it just has a little more pop to it. I say you tell you to do things, but you just say stuff that I think it's a command. I'm very good at doing what my fan base suggests. Okay? I'm a slave to my Twitch chat. Seeing if there are like at most 5 people in here at once talking, I might as well do it. If there were like 100 of you and I was getting a million requests, I'd probably be like, no way in fucking hell am I doing that. But that's not the case. I'm like your personal little servant. I'll do whatever you ask of me. Unless it's like dying in my hardcore world, I'd kind of like to survive a little longer. The only thing I am worried about is forgetting my accent because doing this high-pitched voice, as I mentioned earlier, does seem to completely remove my ability to speak in a consistent way, totally. And like accent-wise, I'm changing how I pronounce a lot of words because I'm so used to like dipping for certain ones. Especially like, especially just now, that happened again. I'm doing so well. This is harder than the 24-hour stream, by the way. The 24-hour stream is like hard, but also like easy in a way. That's literally just what I ordinarily do. This is way different. This is like actually putting a strain on my body. Alright, there's an arm. Let's give that some more shape and volume. Let me just... Oh, not that one. That one. There we go. Very nice. And then we're going to... The hands are actually going to be much harder to do up here. Alright. Let's start there. Yep. That's how hands look for rat. I'm sure this frustrates you being an aficionado of all things rat. Unfortunately, I've decided I don't care about how rats are meant to look. It just has to be believably a rat. That is the priority. There we go. And considering that we don't have like half concrete slabs, which is very much what I want, without making it absolutely huge, that's probably the best I'm going to be able to do. Being realistic here. Let me just get another thing there. There we go. Very nice. I could probably have like another one coming out here. Very nice. I don't know what it's doing, once again. You would be everyone asking for rats? No one else is asking for rats except for you. I would expect more cats, but I also can't draw cats, so I don't think... just stop making me draw animals, really. I think I would rather draw actual characters from TV shows, even though there's so much more pressure on how to do them correctly. I think I want the other hand to be like down here. For some reason, I don't know, that's the choice I'm making. You can't tell me what to do. You can just slightly suggest it, I'll probably do it anyway. But I want another one here. There we go, very nice. Definitely the same size head. And because it's... Yep, there we go, perfect. You would convince everyone to ask for rats? You would... Well, you evil... That's mean. I'm gonna start coming into your streams more often. But you keep playing games and I don't know the mechanics of I can't really ask for reps immediately. But I will find something this dumb to request. Probably my new thing that I do with my spare time. Desperately asking for the same thing over and over again, like a mad person. And as we all know, I am nothing, if not completely sane. As evident by my building style. Alright, there is another arm. That's how arms look, definitely. And now we're going to do the next thing that famously rats have, which is a head. Unless I make it a headless rat. But that feels a little cruel, to be honest. I just want to close it up first. Give it a bit of a neck of some variety. It doesn't have to be a good neck, it just needs to sort of have a bit more shadow in it. Alright. That's step one. Set up a part for that. Actually, I might darken it again. There we go. And then let's start with the lower jaw, which I want to be coming out here. There we go, that's looking like a rat head. What the fuck are you doing here? Why do you haunt me wherever I go? That's actually a somewhat decent trait. That's also somewhat cool, if only because it's interesting. But I'm not gonna die now. I feel like you're running away already, and I haven't even had the chance to pull my sword on you. It's a good thing that you won't attack me though, because I'm in creative mode. Ah la la. You have someone who acts. You literally have me on the stream, nothing wasn't that true. Also, you have someone who always acts like they don't know you and asks the same questions. That's hilarious. But I feel like it'd be somewhat annoying, but it does give you like plenty of clips explaining who you are. It's very good for the grind set. There is no established light source for this rat. Alright, that is giving rat. That is giving nose. And then, oh, not that color. Let's actually get that in here. And let's go here and add maybe just a little bit of the blue here. Very nice, very nice. How do I do rat? Rat. This is not a good shape to be working with, just in case you were wondering. Alright, rat eye. And then another rat eye. That's not good. I think I have to do it like that. It's fine because I'm going to cover it in a way that will make sense, but I am aware that it looks very concerning. See, it's completely normal and fine. I think I need to do that. What I really need is the quarter piece. But whatever. Oh, literally afraid does it off stream as well. That's really funny. I can't really get my friends involved in my streams because Lobster knows it as well, and Lobster wants to have a stream life balance. I don't really understand why. Actually, I do. I think his Lobster's friends do, but he was doing the bully him relentless. But still, worth it. This is not how the head should be shaped. Hold on. That works. Don't of it. What I really need there is some blue, like that. Hopefully, no, we'll go to the back of the rat. Hopefully, no, we'll go to the front of the rat either. It's really cursed. I need more half blocks. I drive a half block. The first time by music, just by the way. I feel like I need to specify that. Not there. There. And then I'm going to add The ear. There we go. That's an ear. That's actually a pretty good ear if you're looking at it specifically from this angle. Imagine you need stairs. I might go in with some stairs and stuff. I just want to get the basic layout of what I want it to look like. Alright, let's see if I can replicate that same shape. The answer is absolutely not, but we'll give it a go anyway. Because I've already forgotten how I did it. Alright, first of all, I need to go up like there. And then up like that. What the fuck did I do over here? I think that needs to be like that. And then that goes there. And then that. And then wrap that around. So now we have that basically shaped. And that's looking pretty much like a rat. I might just quickly change the color of that nose. No, I actually like that being pale. Okay. It is slightly off center ears, but it's fine. Alright, let's take a look at the back. Hold on. I think that needs to be there and there and there, like that. I'm literally just adding random blocks now. Not even in the shading order. Hold on. Ah! Alright, I think that's beginning to look believably like a rat. Would you say that it's identifiable as a rat? Does that look believably like it's really a rat? Also, I realized I forgot to change my category to Minecraft. Holy shit, oh my god. Ah! Minecraft! No! There you go. The rat is looking more ratty. I think it is believably a rat. I do also think this is my first time doing it, so it'd be nice to me. Like, I have no experience doing builds like this before. Which is why I wanted to do practice. And I think that is pretty conceivably a rat. If I get through with it, they're in the middle of throwing a spell. Right now they're in the middle of a rap battle. I think I want them to be in a rap battle more than like having to draw a wizard hat. Like having to like sculpt the wizard hat is hard. I am inclined at this moment to just be as simple as possible. That being said, I think my way to do like whiskers would have like a mechanism constantly throwing out arrows. And I don't really know how to do that. So for now, I might just find the end rods. Even though I'll definitely find a way to do an arrow mechanism before I get to the end ever. Or like with any materials to make the end rods. Alternatively, I could try and figure out if glass is willing to go sideways. This might actually be a better way to convey whiskers. Excuse me! There we go. Now that there are whiskers, I think it's pretty, believably a rat. It might need to be at the right angle, but still. That looks enough like a rat. I might just go here and add just a little bit of darkness to this corner there. Nope. There. Is that more like a rat or less like a rat? Oh, whatever. Oh, I don't care anymore! I should set it on fire with concrete so it won't really do anything effective. I think I will do one thing, like one place where I use a slab of some kind. And that's gonna be right here. There we go. Now it looks a little more sad, and it looks a little more desperate. And I think that's really the attitude we want. We'll see. This will be the rat that I finish off with. You have to keep that in mind. I'm glad to call this rat Edmundo. But the thing is, because I'll probably do a few different rats, this is just the first test. So I'm not gonna do like any like super new things. Alright. And oh no. I don't like that there. If that was on board an ankle, I'd be down. But it's not. Big sigh. Unless I can get it done with a chain. No there. Yes, that is very nice on that angle. Alright, where's the glow squid egg? Oh, it's upside down. I wish I have to go and find it. Oh! It's so hard. Alright. Where is the glow squid egg? What the fuck is that? I've never seen that before in my life. Alright. I think it would be a natural block, but maybe it's where the dies are. Which we have to remember where those are. Which is like a whole other thing. Also, I thought the dice were a natural block, so maybe they've changed that or something. It would seem like those, like this smart thing. Alright, there it is. I found it! Problem solved! Oh, still have to find the close squid egg though. Where are you? I also don't really remember what it's meant to look like. There it is. I kept looking at the wood and shit. Alright. Hey, Mondo. I don't put it on that line. Excuse me. Delete yourself in Minecraft. And Mondo. 4. Why lolcat but no yay rat? I don't know. You should make that an emote on your channel when you can. Let's see if your name will fit on the side. It will. Wait, I spelled it wrong. Immense focus. God damn it doesn't fit. Oh, we'll do it down here. Actually, that's pointless. It was like one letter short. That was very upsetting. Excuse me, I'm still working on this side. Oh, stuck you. There we go, that's correct. If there are any issues, I don't care. Become glow. Very nice. That is the first rat test. Most in older games. Yeah, that's fair. Hold on, I do not want that in my head. Why do I have... Oh right, that's from killing the Wandering Trader. I really wish these slimes would fuck off. Wait, hold on. Nope, not there. It's game rule. I can spell! Game rule! Oh, I know how to do it, I've just forgotten. Where's the game set? It's game rule. Peaceful. Set. No, I can't remember the command. Whatever, I know I did it last time. But that has brought us to 2 hours, and I think, seeing as my throat is desperately begging to be healed in any capacity, that I should end stream here, and go to sleep, and hope I wake up at a normal hour, so I can clean my stuff downstairs, and then go, all the way back to my mother's house. Because I am not meant to stay here a day more. My voice hurts so much. It really does. I really wasn't expecting this to happen, seeing as I was doing it comfortably for time before, like starting stream. But, whoops. Game mode would set it to survival or, like adventure mode. That thing, like, the other thing, use Arceus voice for a bit before I need to see how that goes. No, I don't have to take set up. I'm on bird mode. It feels wrong to speak like author while being bird. But let's go fight for the stream. If Faye's not dead, no, Faye's already ended. Damn it. There's always, there is deer sightings. So we could do deer sightings. But also deer sightings is really good or not. It makes me feel very small and insignificant. Not in a bad way, that's a compliment. The ramen bucket is live. That's good. Probably down to do ramen. Then there's also another person who I don't think is Lobster affiliated, which makes it way more enticing to do, because I still want to keep Pokemon is live. I don't know who that is. I could also find someone new. I've just found someone who's titled in Mommies for Dinner, Daddies for Dessert. And I think it'd be fun to this person. Even though I don't know anything about this person, I could very, easily screw myself a bit. Just accidentally straight the worst person in the universe. I don't think I will do that. I think I will do something less risky. That seems like a fairly good idea. Just like a slightly good idea, of course. I don't want to do anything too smart. And I am just throwing around different people who could potentially be cool. Yes, I think I will do this person who I'm already following. It seems like a good idea. I don't know if this person I found through Lupter or through my own exploration. Honestly, I don't remember following this person. I also cannot pronounce their name because there are too many S's in it, and it's scary. But that'll be the end of stream now. As soon as I figure out how to do that. I mean, I know how to do it, obviously. I don't know. Thank you for coming. Let me line it up. Alright. I started the raid. They are an 18 plus streamer, so keep that in mind. You're gonna go to sleep. Just join in for a little bit. Just say hi and then leave. It'd be awkward if I just came in and then I left immediately with bringing nothing. But yeah, thank you for coming. We'll raid now.